What's that, my guy? I'm just looking for some. We about to get started, everybody. I hope everybody had a good Monday morning quarter. We're gonna have a short one today, only 30 minutes. We're only talking about 2 football games, but we're excited to talk about it. My boy Unico is here. We're about to start in a minute. I know y'all said over on that screen, but we will start very shortly. How you been today, Unico?
I'm good.
You enjoyed the games this week?
I had an amazing time watching the games this weekend.
As long as you make sure you like and subscribe. I hope y'all see the title. Patrick Mahomes overrated. Jimmy G out of 49ers. We overreacting. You know how we do. Let's get started. We out here. Today we are here again with Unico Williams. He will show up shortly on the screen. There you go. With Unico Williams. Today we are talking about. Y'all know what we talking about. We are talking about the AFC Championship game, NFC Championship game. Quick rundown of the games and go over my thoughts and what happened and all the crazy questions that everybody gonna say and how the internet is now. You know how we gotta do this.
Oh yeah.
Hence why the title is the title. And the first game we're gonna go over is Kansas City versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Everybody know Kansas City was up 18 points, 21-3 over the Cincinnati Bengals. Gave up a big touchdown at the end of the half. Didn't score at halftime. Could have got a field goal or a touchdown. A little triple, a revert, like a little option screen across behind him. Tyreek Hill went across. He threw a
give all the details. Say everything. Somebody in the stands did a switcheroo, did a jumping jack, and Andy Reid told him that.
Yeah, so he did like a little reverse counter behind Patrick Mahomes. Little pump fake to Kelsey. Throw it to Tyreek Hill. Eli Apple made a tackle. One of the only things he did great last night, but he liked to talk noise. Like, dude get cooked. And thankfully, Andy Reid stopped sending Tyreek Hill deep and just sent him in the backfield to do reverses the whole second half. Besides his one drop that we got to, of course, give Tyreek Hill, because you throw him a slant, he will not catch it. I do not understand it, but he'll catch other impossible passes. Kelsey had some big drops. Mahomes, his third quarter wasn't a problem to me. His fourth quarter felt like he got out of rhythm because of that third quarter. Because in overtime he was terrible. In fourth quarter he made some mental mistakes. Well, he did throw that little horrible pick to that guy who was just standing there. He just threw it to him like he was going to drop it or something. But I don't understand what was going on. But it felt like he got a rhythm. McKinnon had like 10 carries for 50 yards in the first half. Ended up with 12 carries. He gained 15 yards on both of those carries, by the way. And on third down, they could have just ran the ball and not took a sack. Which that play I blame Andy Reid because it was 3 people in the backfield and only Travis Kelce ran out for a route. And there were like 5 people on Travis Kelce. So it makes sense. That third down sack that Mahomes took was 100% his fault because he just running around like a psychopath. Got a little Brett Favre in him. I've been telling people that for years. He do have a little Brett Favre in him. But yeah, that's basically the rundown of the game, how we felt about it, everything like that. It was an amazing game. The Chiefs beat themselves. I know some people gonna hate saying that the Chiefs beat themselves, but usually if you listen to Bill Belichick and Tony Dungy talk about football, teams in the NFL so good and so close that usually the team that beat themselves lose. So it's not even like a disrespect to. It's not even a disrespect to the Bengals because that's how football is technically. The team that loses the game loses overall, and the team that don't make the mistakes run Joe Mixon at the end of the game and don't take no risk in throwing the ball when you don't have to win the game. So again, if you know me, I'm a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles for a long time. Andy Reid kind of make me mad. So if you I guess you kind of get it, right? I guess you get it. You get it, you get it at this point. Nico, your thoughts on the game?
It's just 100% going down to. So we already had this conversation a little bit last week when we were talking about Andy Reid and McVay for the Bills and who's going to be the more cute coach. You can't out-cute Andy Reid. I'm sorry. You just can't out-cute Andy Reid. Andy Reid is going to come up with the wildest plays in order for he just does too doggone much, man. That second half was his. Run the ball. You've been big on McKinnon this whole playoff run.
6 yards a carry.
You've been big on him, and you always say this in the first half. Like he'll do some stuff with McKinnon in the first half, but you always say this. I wonder if Andy is going to forget about McKinnon. When is he going to forget about McKinnon? And he did it again. He's done it every single game in the playoffs where you just forget who you have success with, and you just want to see how many. Think of the pressure that Patrick Mahomes has on him. He has to remember how to carry out every single fake in the world. Doesn't even get to look at the defense whatsoever because he's too busy trying to make sure that all his actions are correct because Andy Reid wants him to fake it to the referee. Like, Andy Reid just doesn't know how to close games. And you said this, what you said. You said that you would say this for 15 years, you say, about Andy Reid back to his Eagle days.
Yep. 2-6, 2-7 in the conference championship game.
It's awful because you can't close out. It's one thing to be trying to come from behind. Okay, we'll give it to you. Tom Brady didn't give Pat Mahomes the opportunity to have the ball. Bro, you had the ball first and you try to do way too much. I mean, what have we seen from Andy Reid? We've seen him do option plays with the tight end, like Pat Mahomes isn't rated 98, 99 on Madden. Like, I'm so confused. Bro, he could just drop back, call slants, make the tight ends go up the field and just see what happens. Because Pat Mahomes showed that he still has the legs, so I don't understand what he's doing. He definitely wasn't trying to win the time of possession battle, and he gave Joe Burrow a chance. And I think more than anything, shout out to Joe Burrow. I think he's the most loved white man since Mac Miller for sure.
Then Joe Shiesty,
Joe Burr,
Joe Shiesty. Hey, the Cartier on me, I don't look back. Get the gag.
Man, bro, did you see the drip?
Yeah, my man.
Did you see the drip, bro? He came in with the black turtleneck. He came in with the jewels. He came in. Hey, man, he did look like 1996 Rocky Maivia, bro. Period. Before the Rocky Maivia. So I enjoyed it. And we had a great group chat discussion watching the game, man. I wish y'all could be in our group chat. It was lit yesterday. We had a great time. It's a lot of great minds in there, man. We had a great time.
Yeah, had a fun time. The game came down to the defense and running the ball. Eli Apple dropped the game-winning pick. I just want everybody to know because he talked the most trash I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, bro, he threw it straight in your chest and you dropped it. If they win that game, that's because you trash. Thankfully,
Can we talk about how that wasn't really a tackle either? Like Tyreek just did some at the end of the half. Tyreek just did some random jump spin thing that I think he thought he was in an anime or something. He might have been in My Hero or something like that, but that wasn't really a tackle.
By the way, we gotta criticize Tyreek Hill on that last play on that pick in overtime. The rule is attack the ball at the highest point. He did like this. The guy was able to get his hand in front and knock it up, and it turned out to be a pick. If you ever been a receiver, if you ever played football, your coach will get on your head for not attacking the ball at the highest point. If he gonna reach his hand enough, you got to do this. You can't do this. That's the first thing I learned when I went out there after being a tight end or something. They put me everywhere, but they were like, "Hey, attack the ball at the high point. Do not give them a chance to knock it down." Which is why, unfortunately, I can't put Tyreek. People want to put Tyreek here. I know Stephen A. like to brag about Tyreek here. I'm like, he is not on D-Hop, Devontae Adams, them level. With it, he just really speedy and have way better hands than Ted Ginn Jr. Ted can't get slants, but
no,
but he won't drop the fade like Ted Ginn do. That's the difference. And he a lot quicker side to side than Ted Ginn. So he is elite, by the way.
Yeah.
But he's not Devontae Adams D-Hop. I'm not picking him over Cup. Like, if you give me a release of receivers, Tyreek Hill will be fun to have on my team. Especially especially on Madden. But you listen to Stephen A. and them, you'll swear that Tyreek Hill, he the greatest receiver to ever walk the face of this planet. And I'm like, no, he does a lot of things receivers not supposed to do because he's talented enough. He don't have to do it most of the time. But then but nobody's going to talk about you today. So I gave you that little insight about taking the ball at the highest point because you are not going to hear that on no show today. No show you watch going to tell you, even with Randy Moss and them knowing this, they not going to bring it up that Tyreek Hill did not go to the ball at the highest point on that pick. Because even if he knock it down, the ball is in your hand and it'll just go to the ground. It's not a pick. So that's why you always attack the ball at the highest point. That's for you young receivers out there. That play will never be, even though he won't get blamed for it and nobody would care because they're going to let Patrick Mahomes throw a stupid pass. But that's the price of being a quarterback in the NFL. That's the price of being that person. Andy Reid can forget to run the ball. Mahomes choked. Did Mahomes choke?
Play calling.
He choked.
I say play calling.
That sack in the end of the game was terrible. The Eli Apple pick was 100% his fault. I don't know why he tried to throw the ball to Robinson. Robinson ain't even your fifth receiver on your team. How is he in the game throwing the ball to him on that play? And that's no mistake. Pringle somehow didn't get involved. Nicole Harmon had the angle the whole game. He missed him. But am I going to call him overrated? No, this is in 4 playoff series in 10 games. That's the first time I can say he played bad for a half. So that first half, he was 19 for 20, like 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. You can't even deny the first half. But that's the first half of football in the playoffs in his life that he played bad. So I can't call him overrated. That's insane. I know a lot of people do. For some reason, Monte mad at him because Nick Wright called him GOAT. Shout out to Monterey. I don't like, bro, who is calling him GOAT, bro? Tom Brady is still alive. Like, I don't know how 7 Super Bowls equal 1. Quit this. Nick Wright is from Kansas City. He is a homer.
Correct.
You do not, taking his opinion into account does not matter. By the way, since Mahomes won, if Tom Brady actually retired, shout out to Shefty. If he actually retired, nobody in the league will have 2 rings. No quarterback. No starting quarterback will have 2 rings.
I gotta say this. If I don't know, maybe the NFL is ready for the great reset. Let's start the new era. Let's get it. So maybe we are ready for Tom Brady to be gone and let these new youngsters do what they do. I mean, again, man, first and foremost, and I just want to say Tyreek Hill definitely catch it highest point, 100%. I tried to be cute one time against Greenfield Central in the playoffs, and I tried to make that cute catch, but since it was underthrown, got batted down. But it would have been a dope poster, but it didn't work that way. Also, the dude runs warm-up drills the whole game. If you ever play wide receiver, you do a line drill where you just run across the line and the quarterback just throws it to you. That's how y'all warm up. That dude does that all game. How is 60 yards the width of the field? He does that every play. If you are a corner, you are basically running a go route side to side all game. So that's a tough matchup. But yeah, I'm ready for the great reset, man. Tom Brady is what he is.
Let's NFC gonna do
comparisons.
What's the NFC gonna do? AFC got Allen under all of them 26 and under. Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Herbert, Justin Herbert. They got all the young guns. Unfortunately, Herbert is on the LAC, and everybody know if you LAC, you are cursed. So
you're gonna be close all the time. NFC, what we got going for the NFC?
Who the young studs on the NFC?
I guess that boy from the Eagles, they want him to be good.
He ain't on that. I think he'll be a good starter, but I don't think he on their level. He ain't got the upside they got.
They still want Dak to be good.
Dak a little older, but I see it.
Yeah.
He's not old, but he older than them, so I don't consider him that. He like that gatekeeper level.
Yeah, that's where he's at. Yeah. But that's the gate you gonna always bust through.
He's on that gatekeeper level, where he's that's yeah, but they don't have nobody on that.
Who else?
They even got Trevor Lawrence in the AFC. Unfortunately, he with the Jaguars, so he might never be great.
Shout out to Shaq Khan. We love the Khan family because we're Khan artists. We love it.
But yeah.
Question, man. We're going to have to come back to that after the season's over. Like, what's the future of the NFC for quarterbacks? We definitely got to come back and talk about that.
Yes, because like the AFC got them all. Maybe Trey Lance. Speaking of, the 49ers battled St. Louis Rams. I mean, not St. Louis, LA Rams. I'm forever called St. Louis Rams.
That's all right. If they win, St. Louis actually gets the credit for it as well. So two cities get a W for that.
Yeah, so I know they was in Kansas City. Unfortunately, they lost. Vince McMahon had a horrible Royal Rumble, and it cost Mahomes the second half. They told him Brock Lesnar won. By the way, I agree with that dumb question. It's part of the clickbait. Thank you for hitting that dumb question because he is not overrated. Joe, did you answer the question? Mahomes overrated?
No, he's not.
Yeah, so we don't agree with that. It just the talking heads from ESPN want to say stupid things, so I want to add stupid things to my title because that's what y'all like to ask. Yeah, so
they do it. They get it.
Skip Bayless gonna come on and tell me how Mahomes the most overrated quarterback. Yet this is the first half of the playoffs history that he played bad in his whole life. Like he done played 10 playoff games in 4 years, and this is his first time playing bad. And I don't consider Super Bowl bad because that was like Joe Burrow Titans level.
Can we throw out there that, man, I'm actually feel kind of bad for Jackson Mahomes. Twitter is killing that kid, man.
He's trash. He a curse.
In the comments is crazy. Like, wow, I feel bad for him.
Yo, he taking hate off Brittany Mahomes, Patrick's wife, because they hate her too.
Yeah.
Andy Reid is overrated. Gerald is our group chat. He knows what we're talking about because he knows how I feel about Andy Reid and Doc Rivers. But I think Andy Reid is actually a good coach. Let me put that out. I'm not gonna say that about Doc. I'm gonna say that about Andy Reid. I just think Andy Reid just thinks he's smarter than everybody else and does what people that think they're smarter than everybody else do and do dumb plays when they don't have to. When you have McKinnon and Brian Westbrook there for 5 years and we don't give him the ball, he get 4 carries in a NFC Championship game when he's like the best player on the team. But we ain't
what
talking
can
about
I
that.
do to make you play outside of your position? That's what can I do to use you in a way that you never played like ever in your life? That's Andy Reid.
By the way, Brian Westbrook, LaShawn McCoy, he got the super talented running backs who just runs screens all day instead of run the ball. Even though they can run the ball, which confuses me. But Let's go over. Yeah, back to the
You brought up
49ers.
Trey Lance.
Yeah, bring up 49ers. Bring up the Saints. I mean, the LA Rams. I've been going on like it's just like calling them Redskins, the Washington Redskins, Washington football team. It's taking some getting used to.
Yeah.
But the LA Rams won against Jimmy G in a game that was interesting. Both teams ran the ball pretty well. Cam Akers, he struggled a little bit, but they actually kept running him, even though he was only getting like 3 yards a carry. But they kept running him, which is what you're supposed to do. We know the 49ers was even running Deebo Samuels because that's what they do. Deebo do everything. Deebo said in the interview that he doesn't watch any other receiver because no other receiver does what I do. Do what I does. Means that and he's right. Who plays tight end? Who runs the ball? There's nobody else do what I do. Who I'm gonna watch film on? Other than that, it's just running routes when I'm doing routes. And he played big last night. Shout out to him. He came up big. The 49ers defense played amazing. Shout out to that kid for actually taking credit. Somebody, if I caught that pick, we win the game. So I put it all on me. Hopefully hopefully he be better. I hope he have a Hall of Fame career because I love stuff like that. I love accountability because he know it. Eli Apple would never do this. He just get toasted and then just blame everybody else. He did make that tackle though. I'm gonna give him credit for that. Gotta give him credit. Gotta give him a little credit for that. But he dropped.
He was in the way. He didn't make the tackle. He was in the way. Sometimes
being in the way is how you win games.
That sounds like some hater stuff. I was in the way.
Sometimes you just be in the way, bro. If Ingram was in the way on Joe Burrow when he broke out of 3 tackles, we talking about a different game. so that's what we talking about. So George Kittle made a huge catch in the end zone. Odell Beckham had over 100 yards. Cooper Kupp scored touchdowns. He was doing his thing like he always do because Cooper Kupp is Cooper Kupp. And he got that little sneaky twitch that I tell people about. Like, he's not fast. He's not even